Hello everyone.
Welcome
to Lady Arcaders. Attract mode? Presented by Lady Arcaders.
Well,
Thank you guys so much for showing up. Thank you all so much for showing up. And we have a wonderful time here tonight. We're gonna watch some Sonic Rumble. And yeah. Alright, so what we got here today? Have the Out of Bounds schedule is currently out. Can be viewed at ldy.gg/s/OOB3. If you would like to actually see that, it is also a exclamation point OOB3 because I'm terrible at reading links. But join us in person at Taco Taco in Toronto, Canada on June 14th and 15th this year for amazing showcases from our community. Love seeing the wonderful runs that the community puts on, including this one that's coming up for Sonic Rumble. I have Maple Stargirl here that is going to show us the ropes when it comes to that game. She's gonna run Stage Challenge on version 1.4.2. And it's wonderful. Really am a big fan of the Sonic games myself. And Sonic Rumble is just really adorable. I love the little guys just running around. Guys and gals just waddling around. But, yeah.
Okie dokie. Hello everyone, my name is Maple Stargirl, or just Maple, or just Stargirl. Doesn't really matter. This is Sonic Rumble. The whole version thing in the stage challenge speedrun is to specifically specify which stages are going to be played, as the way this game works, this is an online battle royale PvP game. However, there is a fun little single-player mode here, which is the Stage Challenge mode. These are sort of like, take a bunch of the stages from the online mode, have various challenges where you have to beat stages in a certain time, get a certain number of points, rings, survive for a certain amount of time, so on and so forth. And also you can get red star rings, which is one of the in-game currencies, by doing all of these challenges. We're going to be playing up through the first 38 stages, which is Pinball Carnival Ring Battle. And that is because this was the final stage that was playable in Stage Challenge during Season 1 of the game. Silent Forest Run 2 onward were all added post-global launch, so these do not get played in this specific category. As you probably saw from the starting screen, I am going to be playing as Blaze. That does not matter whatsoever for this specific category. I'm just running as Blaze because I like playing as Blaze the most in this game. And I'll sort of explain why it doesn't matter for this specific category once we get into it a bit. But I'm going to just pull up this first stage, Green Hill Run 1, I should specify, because there are 3 Green Hill Run stages, 2 of them will get played in this run. So I'm going to give a real quick countdown, and then we are going to be off in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and go. So, there are 5 modes that stages can be in this game. There's Run, which is pretty much just an obstacle course that you have to race to the end on. There's Hunt, where there are just like various objectives that you have to do to gather a bunch of points. There's Survival, pretty self-explanatory, you have to survive a certain number of time. There's Team Mode, that's going to not really apply to how it normally is in the PvP in Stage Challenge, because obviously this is single player. So the Team Mode stages are going to play a little bit more like a mix of either Run or Hunt, depending on the stage. Also, really quick, really cool skip, coming right up here with just jumping right over that wall. If you don't do that, then you have to sit there for ages and just, I forgot which power-up I had. And just kind of, sort of kick the wall for like 10 seconds, and it's really obnoxious, and I'm really glad that I got the dash attack power-up there, because I kind of, sort of messed up my exact positioning and crashed straight into the pinwheel, wind turbine, whatever the hell that is.
That's happened to me
and
before.
Then, yeah. That one's so big, it's really easy to have happen. And then I almost accidentally hit left trigger. If I hit left trigger on my controller, then I will leave the stage, and we don't want to do that. The 5th mode is Ring Battle. Ring Battle is, in this sense, you have to collect a certain number of rings, so it plays a lot like Hunt in a speedrun setting. In PvP, there's a certain amount of time. Whoever has the highest ring count by the end of the timer ends up winning the entire match, as Ring Battle only shows up in the 3rd of 3 rounds in Ring Survival. I really don't like this stage because it is extraordinarily RNG dependent. Come on, game.
A lot going on.
There we go. Alright, so I'm gonna do another dive kick cancel up here to just get across the line faster. So, skills. Skills are a thing that was added about a year ago during the preseason phase of the game, that drastically changed the way the game plays, and also sort of affects the way the speedrun categories are, like, structured. In this category, I am not allowed to use any character-exclusive skills. There are some skills, like the ones listed on the screen, Baseball Slide and Dive Kick. Those are universal, any character can use them. Blaze has some, like, I think it's called Blazing Charge. I just fell into the hole. Where she goes a bit airborne. This spring is deceptively hard to hit. And sort of, like, does a spin attack while in the air. Anyone that she crashes into will be put in hit stun, and she'll take rings from them. She also has a few other really, really good skills, like my personal favorite's Burst Hover. But there are some character-exclusive skills that would just probably break the speedrun wide open. Looking at you, Shadow the Hedgehog, with your Doomwing skills. So because of that, the main category of the game is sort of not, does not allow character-exclusive skills, because characters like Shadow and Sonic would be way too powerful, and honestly, Blaze and Amy, and now also with the latest update, Surge as well, would be just absurdly strong compared to some of the other characters like Silver or Cream. I mean, Cream has some good skills, but Zavok would be a sitting duck. Like, he would be so slow in comparison. But something that is very important for the speedrun setting, especially on run stages, and also I'm going to try to utilize the technique a bit on Sky Sanctuary Team Battle. When you get a new skill, it starts out at level 1. You can use an in-game item called, I think it's Battle Star. It's either Battle Stars or Skill Stars. I think it might actually be Skill Stars. I don't know. I don't like the mechanic. Whatever. You can use these to get new skills and also to power up skills that you own. And they can max out at level 5. However, when you have a skill equipped, it will automatically boost the skill by 1 level. So the actual highest level is 6. When a skill reaches level 6, you can cancel the skill by jumping. And it just so happens that with dash skills like Baseball Slide, Dive Kick, Blaze's Blazing Charge, and so on and so forth, if you jump to cancel the skill, you'll conserve a massive amount of speed and forward momentum and just go flying. You don't want to jump too early, because if you cancel it too quick, then you just kind of sit in place and don't move at all. How do I know this? I've done it many times. Now we've got our first survival stage. I just have to sit around while this guy walks around for a minute, pretty much. I do have, as you can see, different skills equipped now. I've got Ground Punch, which I'm probably not going to use whatsoever, and also Guard. I might end up using that if he turns for an unexpected tackle angle.
This is basically what you're fighting. Oh, the platform will shrink. I get it.
Yeah, so this stage, they recently made the stage easier to survive by making the stage shrink at a later time. But the Badnik spawning still, I believe, happens at roughly the same interval. Also, you have 2 lives on this stage. There's one stage, I think it's they keep changing various things about some of these stages, and it's so hard to keep track of them. I think there's still only 1 stage of the survival mode stages where you have 3 lives instead of 2, but they changed which stage it was. It's all very confusing. Now we got our first ring battle stage. So now I've got ring swipe and air ring swipe. Air ring swipe was just added recently, and in my opinion, it is broken as hell. So this time I need to collect 3,500 rings as quickly as possible. The first sort of like portion of the stage is kind of like it gives me vibes of that one level in Super Mario Galaxy with the lava spire where the lava's chasing after you and the whole thing is falling into the sea of lava. That's happening for the first while on this stage. After that, there's at the top of the volcano sort of like a battle arena. There you pretty much just beat everyone up and try to take all of their rings. Take the zip line up.
As one does.
Let's see if my RNG is going to be favorable.
I believe.
Got a super power up there, which sort of like sends out a massive shockwave around the target that you hit. And if anyone else is caught in said shockwave, then you get their rings as well. So 3 CPUs just bunching up right there was very, very favorable. This stage is kind of interesting. There's a whole lot of going around in the air. I mean, this is Sky Sanctuary, but there are a lot of trampolines. So I'm going to try to sort of spend as much time in the air as possible because these trampolines are so slow. Also, something interesting about the way the game works with jumps. The first jump in a double jump combo will sort of like slow you down. The second jump will actually give you a bit of forward momentum. Cool thing about that, there's a lot of time where these trampolines sort of put you, they sort of act as a, okay, that's never happened before, and that was a huge time loss. Really, game?
Oh,
It
no.
just made me fall through the cloud. Anyway.
It's okay, we got this. Or you got this, rather.
A lot of these trampolines put you, sort of act as... Let me restart that. Words are sometimes a little bit tricky.
Words can be hard.
The game sort of reads a jump on a trampoline as a single jump, sort of giving you the state of your next jump is your double jump a whole lot. That's really good on that stage because that just lets you go a little bit faster the more you're bouncing on the clouds. Also, this is a stage where we have 3 lives. This stage is just kind of annoying. You just sit around and kick bombs on top of a volcano for a while. And the bombs get bigger. After a while, they made it so the lava pools start getting bigger. I don't actually know if it's possible to survive the full timer now. Not in challenge mode, I mean in online PvP. Because survival mode stages do have a sort of time limit. So that way you don't end up getting, like, 9 or more players in one lobby who are just unthinkably good at survival mode stages, just like dodging everything for half an hour. So, but now it's like, I don't think you can actually survive the timer because of how fast the lava rises on that stage. It's kind of weird. That being said, you might be able to just stall in the air because of the respawner. Alright, now I'm gonna just kick these flowers and get a bunch of points for it. Go around in a circle. I need to avoid the searchlight that is sort of like following me, because if I get spotted by the searchlight, I'll get put up back on one of the start platforms, I'll lose a bunch of points, it's a huge time loss. And I also need to be cautious about it because the hitbox is a little bit bigger than it looks on the searchlights. At least the one that's near the middle. Alright, very good. That was still the second of 4 cycles.
As a fan of
Okay.
owls, I really like that stage.
I really like the aesthetic for Silent Forest. It's one of the coolest in the game, in my opinion. Like, Silent Forest and Desert Ruins are probably my favorite too. Although Pinball Carnival probably is also, like, up there with them, because it's like a haunted carnival, and I really like that vibe. We won't be seeing too much Pinball Carnival, just because Pinball Carnival doesn't have as many stages in the game compared to certain other zones. Same, actually, with Desert Ruins. Desert Ruins, I think, only has 2 stages in challenge mode, and the second one just got added in the most recent update, so we won't be seeing that one in this run. That being said, Desert Ruins Survival is one of the coolest stages in the game. There's a circular platform with a bunch of dust devils, and you have to dodge the dust devils, and it's really cool.
Oh.
But that's a different stage. Let's go back to the stage we're on. This is Starlight Carnival Ring Battle. It's one of my favorite stages in the entire game because I'm really, really good at it in online matches. That being said, it is downright irritating in speedrun because of that staircase that I just got past. It is completely RNG where the stairs actually are. So, as you can imagine, that can be an enormous amount of time loss, depending on stair RNG. However, this looks like it's going to be, all things considered, a pretty good clear. What is next? We're already 10 stages in. Frozen Factory Run 1. This is going to be interesting.
These are just flying by. I like them.
Who likes ice physics?
Who doesn't like ice physics?
Ice physics in this game actually, like, are kind of really satisfying because most of the time they're used on, like, downward slopes.
Oh, yeah.
Into really long straightaways. Kind of like this unfortunate wall cycle. I feel like these spinning walls are, like, I feel like the cycles are random. Maybe I'm just, like, making things up, but I don't know. I don't want to use any of my skills here because I'm going to break that stone, go up here, baseball slide cancel to get up here, and then I did that wrong. I meant to do a dive kick cancel. You can't skill cancel on dive kick after you've already done a double jump because using the skill does not replenish your jump. But because of just like sort of momentum that I had, it didn't really matter all that much. If you don't do the baseball slide cancel off of the first ice block, you have to push the ice block up to the bigger one, and it's just annoying and tedious because the pushing physics in this game are don't feel the greatest. So I just skipped that part because it's fun. Also, there are stickers in this game. Infinite is now on a sticker, hell yeah. Now we have a conveyor belt. I have to survive for 50 seconds. They made this stage so much easier because after a certain amount of time, the conveyor belt speeds up, and also the quantity of these blocks that you have to avoid goes up as well. They made it speed up like 10 seconds later, it feels like. Also, the blue blocks, if you hit those, they'll break. The Eggman blocks don't break, so you definitely don't want to hit those, especially since hitting any of the blocks, you get put into a little bit of hit stun and knockback, and that's not really that good. No. Before, with the stage challenge, the conveyor belt would speed up, I think, a little bit past like the halfway point. There, it started speeding up like right at the end. Now we have the longest stage in the run, at least to my knowledge. This stage is really, really long. As you can see, get to the goal within 190 seconds.
There you go.
This is Sky Sanctuary team. Anyone who knows me from the Sonic Rumble scene knows I hate the team mode stages with a burning passion. This stage is a little bit better in challenge mode. I still don't like it because the ball physics are really bad. I was not supposed to tackle there. That's fine though. Now I have to hit these buttons to get these lasers to go away, so that way I can get to the next grind rail to get to the next set of balls. Oh yeah, also if you run off a platform without jumping and then jump, you'll do a second jump instead of a first. So if you just walk off the platform and then jump like that, it's faster than just like doing a proper double jump. I'm going to just tackle to get over these faster.
This looks like exercise balls.
Yeah, they kind of do, now that you mention it. This is one of the more tedious parts of a stage in the run. You have to just push these balls over and over. And then also skill cancel to get back to these faster. Don't tell me those got stuck. Okay, it looks like the one finally went in. That took freaking forever. Alright, let's air dash cancel to get to this one faster while the other one rolls down the hill. Get that into the hole. And then next up there are going to be some egg pawns blocking a gate. Have to defeat the egg pawns to get the gate to open. Then there are speed pads that lead to like a vacuum tube that go up to the goal. This is a very, very, very long obstacle course type stage. But we are finally coming to the end of it.
I was just reminded of the ball puzzle in Sonic 06. Famous if you played it with, it's in one of Silver's stages, it's just...
The desert.
Yeah. Somehow worse than that.
Oh, what a beautiful, beautiful stage.
Oh.
That one is. Alright, now we're back in Chem Plant. This stage confuses me a lot. I can, like, never figure out what the fastest way through the stage is. I keep doing different things, and they all feel slow. So, the problem with this stage is, comparatively speaking to, like, other ring battle stages is sort of like the rate that you collect rings feels much slower, so things just feel slow compared to other ring battle stages. Like with Lava Mountain earlier, there was a lot happening, even though that stage, objectively speaking, okay, Blaze, just don't pick that one up, whatever. Objectively speaking, that one was probably slower than that one just was. But just sort of because of the rate that things are happening, it can sort of feel slower than it actually is. Now we have maybe the most irritating level in the run because of one specific part that is completely RNG in the most infuriating way. That is this stage's wall skip. Very different than Green Hill. Coming up about maybe a little over halfway through the stage, there's a 2-block thick wall. The way that you get past this is there are buttons that you press to shoot rolling bombs. However, the way the bomb physics work kind of makes it really tedious to deal with. Also, Zavok has a lot of very laggy yoga balls on the side of his island, or mountain island. I really wish that he would fix that. Okay, perfect. Got the power-up I needed. Now I should be able to do the dash power-up right through that. If you don't get the dash attack power-up, yeah, good luck. That's like a 15-second time loss if you don't get it, and it's complete RNG, and you only get 2 attempts at it, and there are like 5 different items that you can get. My least favorite item is the Pulley of Sadness. Gonna just dive kick cancel across the finish line, and that is, I believe, 15 stages down.
Nice.
Sky Sanctuary Hunt. I used to hate this stage, and then I finally decided to learn how to play it well.
I love the rainbows.
Yeah, this is a really aesthetically pleasing stage in my opinion. There are different sort of levels of clouds. There are the regular white ones that bounce you 1 cloud forward. Green ones bounce you way up. And then the rainbow ones will instantly send you to the next layer. You need to hit a cloud at the very end on a white cloud to go through the hoops to the next layer. Green, it has to be in the second to last one, and rainbow can be anywhere. If you hit the... depending on what cloud tier you hit, you'll go through more hoops, and going through a hoop gives you 100 points. So that was a pretty good reading of that stage, all things considered.
I love the
so
death
anytime that there are the rainbow clouds, you want to hit those because those are just the best.
I really love the death egg at the background, just the rainbow death egg.
Yeah,
That's what it's called. Yeah. It's been a second
very
since
nice touch. All right, now we got George Island. I should explain. Ow. I just got hit by Giga Impact. That's not good. So, this Death Egg robot is named George. Why is he called George? Pretty much because there was one time, holy grief, it probably would have been over a year ago now. I was playing with another Sonic Rumble content creator, Callie Macken, and we got this stage, and she asked me what I thought the Death Egg robot was named. And I said, I think his name is George. And she said, why? I said, vibes.
I
so
see it.
now the Death Egg robot is George. He's being so mean to me today. You're my son, George, and you're just beating me up on live television. How could you do this?
Feeling a little mischievous.
I'm so glad I was able to get that last hit in because he was using a huge jump explosion. Okay, that was not the greatest George Island ever. Thanks, man. Now we're going back to Silent Forest for a run. This is sort of... This is a pretty cool stage. There's there are a couple sections where there's like branching paths. Obviously, one path is way harder than the other, but the trade-off is it is way faster. Of course, we are going to be taking the faster but harder path, and I just got the Pulley of Sadness, which is literally useless. Pulley of Sadness is my least favorite mechanic in the entire game. It's a tether attack. Whoops. That didn't exactly go how I wanted it to. But yeah, the tether attack is just really obnoxious. It results in a lot of unnecessarily toxic play. It, for some reason, can show up in challenge mode when it has literally no use whatsoever. Also, these egg pawns put their shields back up much slower than literally every other egg pawn of their type in the entire game, and it sometimes really throws me off. Now I need to get through here quickly before the timer runs out and I get grabbed by a spider bot. Now, hit that one, jump, and then jump, and there we go. That was no one saw the first third of that stage, actually first half. Alright, Green Hill Team. This is another really RNG dependent stage, because the way this works is, there are 3 different platform types, as you can see down there. And there are periods of time where one platform type, this is the best RNG, will end up having rare enemies or gold enemies that give you way more points. These gray platforms will have egg pawns, and the egg pawns give significantly more points. So having those show up right at the start is ideal, because now I need to just get over to this one, and then it should just be that. And now the entire last phase of the stage just won't happen because of how quickly you can get through it. Now we have a stage that sits among 2 others for my 3 least favorite stages in the game. This stage is entirely RNG, there is no skill to it. So you pretty much attack the seahorse and you get a random number of rings. That's the whole stage. I have hated this stage since day 1. Since actually before day 1, because I had the game during the pre-seasons all the way back in December of 2024. So I've been playing this game for for about a year and a half now, and I have thoroughly hated this stage ever since. Unfortunately, I think the RNG is just always better in challenge mode, because I cannot remember ever getting a double-digit amount of rings from the seahorse in challenge mode. I had a match on that stage earlier today where the first 2/3 of the round I didn't get a single triple-digit ring count. It was awful. Now we got survival. Run away from the fish. The fish is named Philip. Callie Mackin named the fish, and now it's Philip. She had a whole thing where we were just going through the game naming all of the big badniks that are the stage hazards, like the seahorse. I don't really care to remember the seahorse's name. There's Frank the fish, there's George the death egg robot. It's great.
I love that.
That part's a little RNG now. Alright. I want to get as far out in front of Philip as I can, because as you get deeper into the stage, then the number of hazards that can knock you backwards go up exponentially. And also there's this guy just chilling up here that I have to beat up, and he's kind of slow to get through. Yeah, now there are bombs. Bombs send you backwards, as you can imagine. Alright, we are over halfway through the run now. Alright, Starlight Carnival Run 2. A lot of conveyor belts on this stage. There's a wall up there that I'm gonna have to break. There's a long tube with spinning walls and conveyor belts in it that honestly give me vibes of a custom-made Super Monkey Ball, community-made Super Monkey Ball level. Very cool level. But there's not really anything new happening on this stage, so if there are any announcements the host wants to give, now this stage is honestly a pretty good time for it.
Wow, let me see what's going on while we are checking this game out. Again, this has been wonderful. I love seeing this type of gameplay with Rumble. It's very captivating. I love it.
Yeah, I'm so glad that there's been like an interest in speedrunning the game, because I remember back during the pre-seasons, I was very, very excited about the prospect of being able to speedrun the challenge mode, and then the game released globally, and instantly runners like Argic, Laura Petal, Green Lion, all started running at very, very high levels. Just like right out of the game. That just made me so happy to see.
Oh yeah. It's very cool to see games like this kind of have a speedrunning community like that, especially since it is love seeing the Sonic games. But just for announcements, we have the Out of Bounds coming up, and I believe you're on the schedule, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, day 2. I believe I'm the third run running Super Monkey Ball Banana Rumble without spin dashing. Fun fact, there's a Monkey Ball game with spin dashing now. I'm not going to do it at all.
Oh, wonderful.
That's a really unfortunate spot for that to spawn in. Oh well. I don't like that stage. It's completely ball physics, and that's just not good. Okay. Silent Forest, we're going back again. More searchlights. This time I just have to survive. Wait, has there really not been a Silent Forest Survival 2 added? I feel like there was, and I'm just forgetting it, but I can't think of what it would have been. That's weird. Oh well. I kind of at some point, once I'm physically able to run speedruns that are over an hour again without getting pins and needles, I kind of want to try doing once they add, I think we need 4 more stages in challenge mode, a 50 stage run, because there are some really, really cool challenge mode stages that they've added post Season 1. I also kind of want to, at some point, start running challenge mode with the hard difficulty, because there are 2 difficulties. This run is the normal difficulty, but there is a hard mode difficulty. And there are some really, really cool stages in hard mode. Both Desert Ruin stages, I think, are 2 of the coolest stages in any game I have ever played. Alright, Frozen Factory. Ring battle. I have to grab rings. It's covered in snow. For some reason, in challenge mode, you start at a very different part of the stage. You start, like, in the middle, but in PvP matches, you start back at the, like, south edge. Also, I want to get as many speed shoes as possible, because when you get speed shoes, you can just cut through the snow without any sort of, like, delay or anything. Nice, I was able to catch the second CPU in that super power-up. Let's see here. Air ring swipe, that was not a very good usage of it, but oh well. Power up.
I like how this stage kind of melts. Oh, sorry.
Yeah. Fun fact about the power-ups, the attack power-ups, if 2 targets are bunched up right, you can actually hit multiple with a regular power-up. I don't necessarily know if that's like latency or what, but it works on CPUs, so I have no idea. But now we got Desert Ruins Run. This is one of my favorite stages in the entire game, in and out of challenge mode. I absolutely adore the hard mode of it. There are like a bunch of cactuses set up in ways that make it feel almost like a maze. They're just like vibes of, I can't remember exactly what it's called, but the desert galaxy in Super Mario Galaxy 2 that shows up in World 5, it really gives me vibes of that. And in case you couldn't tell from this being the second comment I've made about that comparison, the Super Mario Galaxy games have a whole lot of nostalgia for me. I played those back when I was like 5, and I loved them.
Oh yeah, I'm a big fan of Galaxy as well. I still haven't played 2. I need to. But, I definitely see the vibes of Galaxy, especially in that stage, just from the bit I've played of Galaxy. I say bit
Yeah,
as
it's
if I did.
really, really, really cool. Okay, this stage. This is another one of my favorites, Pinball Carnival Run. This, I don't know if the trick is frame perfect or not. If it's not, it's really close to it. There's a trick near the start of this stage. Ow. These are bad next cycles. There's a trick right up here that I'm going to attempt. Let's see if I get it. Nope. So, shoutouts to Argic for accidentally finding this trick.
The best parts.
the bounce pads on the wall. If you dive kick at those, and then I think it's like right as you hit the wall, you jump to or no, baseball slide. Sorry, not dive kick. And then you jump at the last possible frame to baseball slide cancel. You will just go almost straight up and end up saving like, I think like 2 bounces or something. So it's not like an enormous amount of time save, but in a run like this, every little bit adds up. Now we have Starlight Carnival Hunt. You run around on square tiles to earn points. As you run on them, they disappear and fall away. Then after a few seconds, they'll respawn. The bigger squares are more points. So I'm going to try to be zigzagging very subtly. Don't want to get hit by that explosion, so I'm going to go back this way. And then I need to hit the spring to go up to the bonus area, because these are worth 300 points each. And then get off of that as quickly as possible. I hit the wrong button to use Stomp Kick. That's on why I hit X. Is I want to get over here as quickly as possible, and that was just barely enough points. Alright, now we have the final 10 stages. We're already on the final stretch. I don't like this stage. This is a long stage, and also it's one of the most prone to desync in online matches, which that's not good. Philip's back. He's hungry. He wants to eat the players. We don't want that to happen. So I'm gonna actually go in the middle. I lied there. Because ring swipe, air ring swipe, any ring absorption skills will just sort of suck in a massive amount of the rings, even if they're on different levels. That makes skills like ring swipe, like cyclone dash, which is a legendary tier skill. It's not character exclusive, but because it's a legendary and the way that it's unlocked, it's not allowed in this sort of base category, at least at this time. That being said, it is outrageously powerful in ring survival, because it's a really powerful dash that has a massive ring magnet on it. And that just sort of gets out of control really quickly, especially on a stage like this. That was not favorable RNG on that stage either. Alright, now we've got another 2D stage. Green Hill Run 2. This stage is very dependent on Badnik cycles, so I hope that this goes well. Very easy to just walk into Badniks and go flying backwards. And also there are some
of the
revolving door, not revolving. I don't know what kind of door they are, but no, they're a door coming up. I don't. For some reason, I'm blanking on the type of door though.
We'll find out.
You'll see.
We'll find out. Surprise door.
All right. I get past this rock, and then we'll be at those things, those doors. For some reason, I can't think of what they're actually called. I'm gonna just. I didn't actually know you could do that. Attack the egg pawn and then use the attack power up instantly. Just bypass the like invincibility, or like supposed to be invincibility frames. That's cool. Great. Dive kick cancel, smack into the Badnik right at the end, and yada yada yada. We're going to the next stage now. For some reason, the game always wants me to play hard mode on this stage. I don't know why they haven't fixed that glitch. I don't know what that glitch is, but it's kind of annoying to deal with in a speedrun. This stage is kind of funny. I really don't like it in PvP. This is maybe my favorite stage in the speedrun. Because these ice lasers, they freeze you instantaneously. And put you in a block of ice, and then you're just sitting there and have to break out, and it's annoying and slow, especially when you have to try to get by other players. In the speedrun, though, you can just kind of do really cool things to, like, jump around various obstacles, and I love it. I'm gonna just dive kick cancel here, and unfortunately hit the wall and kill all my momentum. Now we've got some spinning walls, / platforms, balloons. We got an ice slide. I love this stage in the speedrun. It's just ice physics, go fast, go Noom.
It's a really cool stage.
There's one more sort of set of the spinning wall platform things, and then a straightaway to the goal. Blaze, push the block, please. That feels RNG. Going to dive, or baseball slide, dive kick cancel. Those circles on the ground that we're moving back and forth on the last straightaway, shoot icy fog. Those freeze you if you hit them, but I was at a cycle where there wasn't any of the fog. So, Pinball Carnival Hunt. This stage used to be one of the best in the game, then they made it one of the most mid in the game, unfortunately. Because it used to be, there are 2 bonus areas. These bumpers, there are 3 different colors. There's the blue, the purple, and then gold. The gold ones give you the most points, purple second most, and blue the least. Also, there are the Eggman ones, which take away points. We don't want to hit those. I also would rather not hit that spring straight on. But there are 2 bonus areas. One is in the center of the stage, here. And this one is filled with gold bumpers. There's one in the top left that is filled with purple. They used to not open at the same time. That was so cool when that was the case. Unfortunately, now they open at the same time, which just, the flow of the gameplay is not as good in my opinion. But that was a pretty good reading of the stage, so I'll take it.
Okay. I love pinball stages in Sonic games. Very.
Alright, now we have a stage that I have very mixed feelings about. Lava Mountain Ring Battle 2. There are 3 different layers of seesaws. After a set amount of time on the first and second layer of seesaws, then springs will appear to take you up to the next one, and if you don't go up to the next one fast enough, then you get torched by some lava. The reason why I have very mixed feelings about this stage is there have been a not insignificant number of times where I've been in PvP matches on this stage, and I've just clipped through a seesaw and fallen into the lava and lost, like, a bunch of rings. So you'd think, okay, that probably means that I hate the stage. But the thing is, it's a serious contender for my best stage in the entire game. I have had some of my most absurdly huge wins on that stage, so I'm like, I can't hate this stage outright because I'm cracked at it, but I hate phasing through these seesaws. So it's a stage that exists, and that's kind of how I feel about it. Now we're back to Seaside Hill. Give me not that. Okay, rare Pulley of Sadness W. I was actually able to use that to sort of lock myself in place, so that way I wouldn't fall into the water, and thus get to let the platform cycle get right underneath me at a very favorable time. So I'll actually take that. That was actually kind of cool. Alright, now I'm gonna just use that. Normally I baseball slide, but I kind of did the baseball slide at a time I don't normally do, so... That, honestly, though, that was absurdly good RNG on the power-ups. So I'll take that. That was... I don't want to say my best reading of the stage ever, because there was one time when I did a dive kick cancel at the very end and just kind of clipped over the spinning bars and then the edges of, like, 2 or 3 platforms in a row. It looked like a Super Monkey Ball 2 speedrun. It was really cool, and I've never been able to replicate it since. Alright, Chemical Plant. Run, 2. Run, you hit switches, you hit springs, you go through doors, there are badniks and lasers. There's not really much to say about this stage, so this is another really good time for messages from the host.
Chemical Plant water looks like grape juice, honestly.
Kind of does, but I did not advise testing.
Do not
testing
drink.
To see.
Do not drink the Chemical Plant water. But aside from that, we have a merch store as well. It's volunteer. Lady Arcader's volunteer is a volunteer. I can't talk. Volunteer run and funded. There we go. But check out the shop. It's on lvy.gg/shop. It's got shirts, stickers, accessories, all designed by our lovely community members. And everything goes to keeping the lights on here.
Alright, 3 stages left. Blaze? Why did we stop moving there? That was weird. This stage, honestly, is one of my favorites. Lots of ice slides with these little hoops. Passing through a gold hoop gives you 100 points. Passing through a green one gives you 50. And then these gold egg pawns give you 250. It's Y for me to use the skill. I need to actually hit the Y button instead of the X button like I did last time on a hunt stage. I also don't want to get hit by these penguins because they have a slight bit of knockback. And I lose, I think, 5 points. So the point loss is not the issue with hitting a penguin. The issue with hitting one of the penguins is it's slow. Now, for this section, go through 3 and then jump instantly, so that way you can get up to this higher level, where there are significantly more hoops. And then just pass through probably that one. There we go. 2 to go, 2 to go. Lava Mountain Team. This is, in challenge mode, effectively a run stage, much like Sky Sanctuary, as opposed to Seaside Hill, which was more of a hunt stage, and a pretty bad one at that. This stage, honestly, I kind of wish that it wasn't a team mode stage, because I actually like this stage. My only issue is the fact that it's a team stage. If the team mode stages only appeared in the squads mode, that'd be so much better. But unfortunately, they can show up in solo queue, and I don't like that. Alright, hit all the buttons, pass the laser, then we've got some mystery platforms. Okay, that's good. Okay, sweet. I'm jumping too much. Blaze is a very jumpy girl.
Oh. It's like her big thing in Sonic Rush is just her being good at jumping and air, so she's just carrying it over.
Oh, I didn't want to get hit by one of the big eggs. You get hit by one of the big eggs, and you go flying backwards, and there's nothing you can do about it. Alright, we have one more stage, and that's Pinball Carnival Ring Battle. Time is going to be when the word success shows up on the screen. Do you like playing the game? If you do, then this is not the stage for you. This is... I mean, pinball stages always feel like RNG factories. When you hit a bumper on this stage, you could kind of slide around, and it becomes incredibly difficult to control your character. So, yeah, I'm just kind of sliding around and hoping for the best. That's kind of how this stage works. It's honestly kind of fun. There will be bumper upgrades here, and then there will be, shortly after, a set of springs that will show up. These springs take you to a bonus area where there are a lot of really good bumpers, and also some 50 rings and 100 rings that spawn in. Damn, don't want to hit that. Going to dash power up.
I think being in the bumper zone for a bit would fix me.
The bumper zone is very fun. I want to use the air ring swipe because that is so powerful. Time. I can't believe it actually gave me that. That was like the very tail end of the ring swipe. The last ring was drawn in. Let's go.
It's wonderful. Oh. Great job.
That run was chaos. Sonic Rumble Challenge mode. That's, it's so much fun, honestly. There's so much RNG that can be very frustrating in this game, but at the same time, it's just kind of silly and whimsical, and it's a very, very fun game. I'm all around pretty happy with how that run went. Like, there were a few stages, looking at you, George, the Death Egg robot. But, regardless.
That was wonderful.
It was
very
a
wonderful.
fun run. Alright.
You have any
shout-outs?
Oh.
Yep. First and foremost, shout out to Lady Arcaders for having me on and letting me show off this game. Fun fact, this is the first time I have ever shown off Sonic Rumble in any sort of event, so I'm very, very honored that it was on the Lady Arcaders channel. Shout outs to the Sonic Rumble community that I've found myself in. Shoutouts to Golden, Virtual Cat, Flame Dragon, Callie Mackin, Amity Moonlight, for being just such wonderful, wonderful friends. Shoutouts, once again, to Amity Moonlight, my lovely, lovely girlfriend. Love you very much, honey. Shoutouts to all of my friends over at Fast Pace Events for giving me so many really cool opportunities and just being a really, really wonderful group of very welcoming people. Shameless plug, you can find me on Twitch, on YouTube, and on Blue Sky at Maple Stargirl. I do Sonic speedruns, Super Monkey Ball speedruns, some indie game stuff. I draw a lot as well. Just lots of very, very just enjoyable shenanigans. And yeah, again, huge shout-outs and thank you to Lady Arcaders for letting me show this off. I love this game to pieces. It has given me so many opportunities, and being able to show off that you can indeed speedrun it as well makes me very, very happy. So thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you so much for showing it off. Oh, that was a wonderful run, was it not? I absolutely love watching Sonic gameplay. Just absolutely near and dear to my heart as a huge Sonic fangirl. But thank you so much for joining us. Anyways, if you have an idea of a speed run like that one, or even you just have an idea for a showcase in general, we're always welcome more attract mode submissions. You can head on over to ldy.gg/start to send in your showcase pitches, and they can be you on here. Also check out all things related to Lady Arcaders, such as our merch, applications, our public Discord server, and so you don't miss out on anything fun. Now, the next time we see each other here on Lady Arcaders, we'll be watching Shaffy go through Alan Wake 2. Not really much of a horror game fan from what I have seen, but Sweet Peeps is going to take her on her first run through Alan Wake 2. You can tune in on Sunday, April 26th at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for thrills and chills. Maybe some kills. We'll see what happens. Wow, but it's been a rather fun night tonight. As always, my name is WaywardRosalind, and I had a wonderful time hosting for Attract Mode tonight. And thank you so much for welcoming me. We have a raid on our hands coming up. Jaracandra has a Final Fantasy IV speedrun that she hasn't done much on from what I've heard. So why don't we go check out and see how she's doing there. Yeah. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. Stay hydrated and take care of yourselves, and we'll have a wonderful rest of the day.